It is Mayans MC. It's another Elgin James mystery. That means only one thing. It is poll time, and it is time to find out what happened to the LNG Cartel and Soledad. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Entertainment. We asked the question because, honestly, we don't know. The Cartel, Soledad, they were supposed to play a big part in Season 5. And in fairness, for the first few episodes, they did. But out of nowhere, they just decided to completely forget about the LNG Cartel and Soledad. And we pretty much didn't see them again after like episode 3 until Adelita wiped out a few of their members. So the question is, what happened to the LNG and what happened to Soledad? Now, Soledad could have been flushed down the toilet for all we know. She has a midget. Maybe someone stepped on her like she was an ant. So her disappearance could be explained, but the entire cartel, not so much. It's just poor writing, I guess, by Elgin James, which we all expect at this point. But let's see if it could have been something else that led to their demise and their disappearance. So, we asked, what happened to the LNG Cartel and Soledad in Mayans MC Season 5? Options were killed by the Mayans, off screen, an Elgin James special, disbanded after Adelita's attack, hopped the border / ran back to Mexico, or Elgin James has no idea. And it's no surprise that Elgin James has no idea has topped this poll, because at this point I don't think anybody has any idea what Elgin James is doing. Where is the consequences for the Mayans betraying the LNG? It never happened. It just, just like coal. All this shit just disappeared. LNG, coal, they completely just down tools with this important stuff. And you look at Suns, it's like any time they brought something into Suns, it would all get wrapped up nicely. There would always be an explanation. The story would always play out. But with Mayans MC, it's like Elgin James brings in that many stories. It's like he forgets what's happening, and then you just get shit that gets dropped, and that seems to be what happened with the LNG Cartel. We didn't even get like a goodbye from Soledad. Her last appearance, I think her last appearance was just talking with Miguel and Potter. But from that point onwards, there was nothing to suggest that would be the last we see of her. Yeah, that is pretty much the last we see of her. No explanation what happened to her. She was just gone. So Elgin James has no idea. That won with 70% of the vote. Killed by the Mayans off screen. That got second place with 14% of the vote. I like that. Killed off screen. It could have definitely happened. I mean, a lot of things happened off screen with Elgin James, so why not add another to the list? Disbanded after Adelita's attack. Well, she did wipe out Serena, the woman that was, I guess she was Soledad's lieutenant or bodyguard or whatever. Anyway, Adelita took her out. Maybe they disbanded after that attack. We don't know. She did kill a few other members too before getting gutted by Minnie. And the option with the least amount of votes was hopped the border back to Mexico. Well, maybe they did. Maybe they were sick of getting their arse kicked in America. They thought, screw this. I'm going back over the border. I'm going back to my homeland. I'm going back to Mexico. So yeah, honestly, what do I think that happened? I think it was just poor writing from Elgin James. I think the LNG still exists. I think that Soledad is still alive. I think it's just poor. Very, very poor from Elgin James. So yeah, I voted for the bottom one too. It is poor, let's be honest. I'm not going to sit here and lie. It's garbage. It really is garbage. Anyway, let's look at the comments. Let's see what you guys think. I've already gave my opinion. Elgin James fucking sucks, but maybe you guys enjoy Elgin James instead. So let's see here. Let's look at these bad boys. Ragnarok Mick said, series should have ended with Sam Crow wiping them out. That seemed to be the direction they were heading, especially when Happy got dropped. Then they just got taken off screen in a raid. The Easy and Angel endings worked, not so much anything else. I agree. Like, something... Oh, do you mean Sam Crow should have wiped out Oh, possibly, yeah, no, I get that, but we're on about the LNG cartel here. I thought you meant that the Mayans should have wiped out the LNG cartel. Something should have happened to the cartel. We should have got an explanation as to why the cartel were not attacking the Mayans, why there was no retribution from the cartel for being betrayed by the Mayans. Look at Sons of Anarchy. Look what would happen if you betrayed the cartel and Sons. You know, your club would be wiped out. You'd have people getting beheaded. We just didn't get any of that for whatever reason in Mayans MC. Easy pretty much sold it. The cartel betrayed the cartel, went behind the cartel's back, and nothing happened to him. So, yeah, very poor writing from Elgin James. Mewish says, Elgin James is a dumb bastard. Whoever gave him opportunity needs to take that opportunity back. I agree, but unfortunately the show's already over, so, I mean, you can't really take that opportunity back now. I mean, you can stop him from doing any future projects, but the Mayans is over, so he's pretty much wasted this show, so there's no going back. Rick B said, Mayans after Suter left sucked. You know what? I do think it went downhill, but I'm not going to sit here and pretend that it was great while Suter was there. I thought the Mayans was decent while Suter was there, but I don't think it was great. The best season of the Mayans is not better than the worst season of SOA, and it's not even close. And what I would say is, I do think each season since Suter left did decline even more. I think season 3 of Mayans was okay, because obviously Elgin James just directly took over. But by the time you get to season 5, Elgin James has had his paw prints on it for 3 damn seasons. So, yeah, I think if the Mayans did get 7 seasons, I think each season would have got worse. I think season 6 would have sucked, and I think season 7 would have been the worst of them all if Elgin James stayed in control. I just have a feeling that every season we just would have got worse than the previous season, because that seems to be how it was working out. Because I think season 3 was okay, but it was a bit of a drop-off from season 2 and 1, and then season 4 it wasn't the worst season, but it was a drop-off with season 3. And I think if we had a season 6, I think it would have been worse than season 5. And then I think a season 7 would have been worse than season 6. So, yeah, no, for me, Elgin James, it was just going to get worse every season. They've probably done the right thing in ending it. But I do miss, obviously, reviewing it. I miss, like, being in the premieres, talking to all you guys. But in reality, the show probably would have got worse. And whatever we rate it right now, whatever we think of the show now, if it did last another 2 seasons, we would have probably thought less of it. I don't think the show would have redeemed itself with 7 seasons. I just think it would have got worse. That's what it is. Hailed Man FTW said, I'm just gutted we didn't get Soledad death by Sync, much like Tara's, but more comical. Well, you couldn't really get her up in the sink, but what you could do is you could drown her in the sink. She is small, we could put her in the sink and just drown her. But yeah, from standing on the floor, there's no way you're going to reach her head into the sink, but you could just toss her in, I guess. Why not? Or put her in the washing machine. Either one works. 68700 says, why does Elgin thinks and dresses like he's young? Dude looks ridiculous. I mean, yeah, the guy does look like he's going through his emo phase. I mean, the guy's what, like, he must be 45, 50. And look, fair play. I mean, if you're that age and you want to try and dress a bit younger, then that's fine. But the guy is trying to dress like he looks like he's trying to dress like someone you'd expect to see at the skate park, like a 16-year-old emo kid. I mean, there's dressing young, and then there's just dressing like an emo child, and he looks like the latter, unfortunately. Emer Gutierrez said they really fucked up this show. It would never have been SOA, but it had the potential to be a hit. I agree. I don't think this show was ever going to be SOA. Now, could it have been as good as SOA before the first episode? Yeah, I'd say so. But even for me, after the premiere, I just did not think this could be on the level of SOA. I'll give it a chance, but after the premiere, it was quite clear to me that it was not on the level of SOA. You looked at the characters as well, and the actors that were in this show, they just can't compete. By episode 1 of SOA, you already feel connected to a bunch of the characters. Everyone stands out. You've got so many great characters. Whereas in Mayans, after the first episode, what club members actually stood out? Like, the Bishop had no presence. You look at Sons and Clay's the man, fucking Clay. is a badass, but you got Tig, Chibs, all these characters after one episode felt great. Nobody stood out in Mayans after one episode, so yeah, no, for me, I knew Mayans after one episode was never going to be as good as Sons, but I did think it had potential to be better than it turned out to be. Again, I'm not going to say this show was horrible. I think it was okay. I think it was decent. Decent at best. Overall, what would I give Mayans out of 10? Probably a 5. I think the first couple of seasons and season 3, I'd probably give them like first couple of seasons, maybe. I think season 2 was pretty good apart from the Dita stuff. Maybe give that a 7 or an 8. Season 6, I'd probably give like a 6 or a 7. Season 3, I'd probably give like a 6 as well. And then season 4, I'd maybe give season 4 like a 5. And then season 5, I think, dragged the whole thing down. For me, season 5's like a 3 or 4 out of 10, man. It wasn't good. AC said, laugh my ass off. They must have not cared that Adlita didn't kill Easy by midnight. Yeah. Oh, kill Easy by midnight, or, you know, you're going to die. We're going to kill your family. Nothing fucking happened. What a joke. What an absolute joke. You know, you get Adlita looking at that picture of Easy. You believe that she's going to go after Easy. Instead, she goes after Soledad. She doesn't get Soledad. And then we never see Soledad again. Like, why the fuck didn't they just have Adlita kill Soledad? Wouldn't that have made things better? Wouldn't that have wrapped things up at least? Why not have Adlita kill Soledad? And then boom, that's the cartel done. Since she's like the leader, you cut the head off the snake, and that's the rest of the snake dead. So they could have done that. That would have at least give you a bit of closure on the cartel storyline. But they didn't do that for whatever reason. Didn't do it because Elgin James fucking sucks. Bridget Connor said, Soledad becomes a lesbian and joins the Broken Saints off-screen. Ah, yes. Off-screen. Where she meets and enters a relationship with Letty off-screen. Okay, I get this. There's a lot of off-screen going on here. Who is also... And can I just say, though, if we're going to get any sort of romantic scenes with Soledad, I think it's best for everyone that it does happen off-screen. Who is also now a lesbian after being forced to watch The L World on Showtime by the rest of the Broken Saints off-screen. I agree. I'm going to give you a heart for that. An off-screen heart, but I'm going to give you on-screen. Brodo says, we are prepared to accept your full surrender. We will continue to wear the California patch. Prob, best part of season 5. Well, the fight and the it is you. Yeah, I mean, I did enjoy that scene. I thought episode 5 was probably the best episode of the... Although I thought the finale was okay. Finale was decent, but episode 5 was good too. Other than that, wasn't really much there happening. Sir Francis said, when Easy replaced him as the supplier of the fentanyl, it was over. The only thing they really did to try and get back was use Adlita. Yeah, but why didn't they come back at the club? She says that you've got 2 strikes. A third strike would basically be the end of the Mayans and that she would take them out. Easy then betrays the LNG. He replaces them. So therefore, that's the third strike. That was strike number 3. And what did they do? They done nothing. They done absolutely nothing. So all these empty threats for the cartel and Soledad, that's what it was essentially at the end of the day. Mark R said, off-screen Soledad mourned her secret slightly bigger brother, Booster Seat Bish. Oh, great. Love it. Booster Seat Bish. Slightly bigger. I don't know, mate. You might need to get some measuring tape out there. I'd say it's pretty close. It's very fucking close, to be fair. Green Matrix said, they most likely disbanded after Adlita shot and killed most of them. I always wondered what happened to Soledad. After she told Adlita she was tasked to kill Easy, we never saw her again. Yeah, I mean, it just makes no fucking sense. It really doesn't. She gave Easy the whole 3 strike shit. Then Easy replaces them, so that's the 3rd strike. Then she tells Adlita to kill Easy, because obviously she wants Easy to pay. But Adlita doesn't do it, and she just lets it go. Like, why didn't he just have Adlita kill Soledad, and that would have took care of everything? It doesn't make sense. I actually don't understand it. Demon's Son said Mayans wasn't supposed to end this early. FX just wanted to wrap everything up. I get that, but I'm convinced if this show went on longer, it would have just got worse. I don't think this show would have been better if it went 6 or 7 seasons. For me, it would have got worse. Leandro said after Kurt Sutter was no longer part of the show, the storylines kept on getting worse. I agree, and I think the longer he was away from the show and the more seasons they did, the worse the show got. David Gomez said the show was rushed so fast. Hopefully someday a future spin-off will see the Cartel again, as long as we get a new producer, writer, and new showrunner. Elgin James mess up on the show big time. I don't think that we need to see Mayans. I mean, the LNG, if we get a spin-off with a different group, if we get like a SOA spin-off, then potentially you could have the LNG Cartel in it, but I don't think we need anything Mayans MC related. I think the damage has been done here. I'm not saying we can't have another spin-off in the same universe, but I don't think we need to see anything Mayans MC related because, yeah, no, it's the damage is done. Keno said, LOL, Feds took them out. Did they though? Did they take them out? I'm not too sure. If they did take them out, it must have happened off screen, which is possible, because it is Elgin James, the love child of off-screen deaths. Young Tat Goon said, I'm not even going to lie, Season 5 for me was disappointing. It didn't end how we thought or expected. Typically, Johnny said, if Season 5 wasn't the last and neither rushed, it could have been as good as the previous two. I don't know, I just wasn't feeling it. I don't think Season 5 would have been better than Season 3 or 4. Anthony says, Anthony, brilliant comment. Stephen Wood says, this show was kind of a mess from the start. Even with Sutter, they tried to run too many storylines at once, and a lot of them didn't even go anywhere. Nah, man, I agree. There was so many shit storylines, and sometimes, like, too much is a bad thing. You know, you keep it short, you keep it simple, and you can create magic. It's like cooking food, you know? It's like, yeah, you want some herbs, you want some spices in your food, but if you just put like 100 different fucking flavours in, then they're all going to cancel each other out, and you're just going to be left with some shitey food. And that's kind of what Mayans was like, you know? We get into the last season. I mean, we go into like the last couple of episodes, and there's about 25 different stories going, and it's like, why the fuck are they doing this? I mean, come on. In Sons, when you get to like the last couple of episodes, there's not a lot happening. Other than Jax looking for revenge against Gemma, and then obviously you got Juice who's inside, in the future of the club. But there wasn't 20 million different storylines going on in the last few episodes of Sons, and Mayans should have done something similar to that. Young At said, Elgin looks like he found out about My Chemical Romance in his late 40s. He does. Jesus Christ. The guy hit 40. 40-year-old virgin that never listened to music. I think he was a music virgin. He hit 40, and all of a sudden he got opened up with My Chemical Romance. He went out and bought a couple of black t-shirts, bought some fingerless gloves, probably bought some eyeshadow as well. And all of a sudden he's rocking out to My Chemical Romance like a little emo boy. Never mind Skater Boy for Avril Lavigne. He's the emo boy from Elgin James. Outcaster Mongoot Cast said, many in the gang of little shits went to work on them to fuck up their operation like Adlita was in the first season, possibly. Who knows? I mean, that is possible. That is possible, but, I mean, come on. Should this kid faction really be able to take out the Cartel? And I know Adlita, I mean, I know Soledad looks like a kid. Well, she looks like a midget or whatever, a dwarf. But nah, I mean, come on. Realistically, those kids shouldn't be there. Minnie is no Minnie anymore. She got fucking fat. Like, what happened? She put on a shitload of weight. Alex Yara said, Elgin James is a disgrace to the SOA world. Yeah, I can't really disagree with that, can I? No, it's true. Bassmaster said there was a couple of good moments in Season 5, but it was also over the place. So much wasted potential. They did a good job taking Easy out. I think they did. I actually liked that. I thought the scene they did with Easy was good. I did enjoy that. Now, don't get me wrong, a couple of good scenes doesn't save it. A couple of good scenes doesn't make it a good season or a good episode. But I did enjoy the Easy scene. Although I thought it was dumb that Angel just allowed it to happen, really. I didn't really buy that. Young Ats replied, I got that bored, I started skipping scenes and apparently missed the scene. Bishop found out that Easy was a rat, so when it happened, it was the only time I was genuinely shocked since Coco died. Finale was better without him finding out. or if it was just implied or something. Keno then said, I liked the first half of the season better. Felt like season 3 and 4, but the second half literally turned it to shit. Not like the first half of season 5 was amazing, but it was building up nicely. Do I agree with that? Maybe, because I think episode 5 was good. I liked episode 5. I believe I gave that an 8 in the review. But episode 6 was terrible. Apart from the Happy scene, where obviously the Reyes brothers track Happy down on the anniversary of their mother's death, apart from that scene, episode 6 was fucking garbage. It did suck big time. Episode 7 wasn't good either. That sucked too. The only thing that redeemed episode 7 was that right at the end of the episode, like the second half of the episode, they gave us a lot of shock value. They just gave us a shitload of deaths. But as a whole, the episode wasn't good either. And then 8, 9, 10, it was all a mess. 9 absolutely sucked. 8 sucked too, don't get me wrong. It fucking all sucked. You know what? I will say the finale was definitely the best episode in the second half of the season. Overall, in terms of like start to finish, it was the most consistent episode out of the 5. But it still wasn't great. Let's be real, it wasn't great at all. Free Hunnit said, Jesus, season 5 was a mess. It was a mess. It wasn't good at all. And Dipped in Black Ink said, who the fuck knows, because they were just poor writing and too many side stories to fit into 5 seasons. Agreed. Just too much garbage going on. Elgin James didn't know what he was doing, and it was just a disaster. You know, it was really poor. It was really, really poor. I kind of wish that it was done better. Obviously, I would have liked the show to have been good, but it wasn't, and I think we can all accept now that Mayans, it's not something that I'm going to rewatch a load of times. I'm going to rewatch it once because we've got a couple of really, really big videos coming to the channel. And it's not going to be straight away because I am going to have to rewatch the entire series again. But we do plan on ranking all 50 episodes from worst to best. We plan on ranking all the deaths that happened in the entire series from worst to best. And last but not least, we're going to rank every single character in the Mayans MC series from worst to best. And to do that, I'm going to have to rewatch the show. So I will be rewatching all 5 seasons. But once I do that, I'm not sure I can go back and watch this show. I might watch the odd clip that you see on YouTube or whatever. But in terms of rewatching this, rewatch value out of my personal pleasure, for me it's a no. Whereas, like with Sons of Anarchy and Breaking Bad, I've watched each show probably like 6, 7, 8 times, and I'll watch them again. Maybe every year or 2 years, I rewatch Sons of Anarchy because it was that good. Same with Breaking Bad. I'm probably not going to rewatch this show again, let's be real, because it wasn't that good. But yeah, other than I'll rewatch it once because I kind of have to in order to make vids, but other than that, yeah, no, this is not a personal favourite of mine. I've got the first season DVD, but I don't even think they released any DVDs after season 3. I think they gave us a season 3 DVD, but then after they didn't release season 4, and I don't think they're going to release season 5. I just don't think they don't think they deem it like worthy of having the DVD. There's no value in it. I don't think they believe that they would sell enough copies. There's no enough demand for it or whatever. So yeah, when you go from like creating DVDs and then like not even there's not even enough importance for a DVD, then that's kind of when you know the show did go downhill. Anyway, guys, it's late. I'm mumbling here. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna hit the sack. Gonna get to bed. I'll put up more polls. There's definitely more polls that we need to answer here about Mayans MC Season 5. And of course, like I said, there is going to be ranking every character for Season 5. That is coming very soon. Maybe even tomorrow. That might come out tomorrow. But then after that, it's watching the entire show again. And then, like I said, some massive, massive lists. When you think of all the characters in the show, you're probably going to have like 200, 250. So it's going to be a fucking long one. Make no mistake about it. Anyway, guys, that's it. Catch you next time. Been Fog Entertainment. Thanks for watching, and peace.